Hey guys, Chad Fox with Rustless Rides. I got another Toyota Tacoma truck up on the rack here. I promise, guys, I promise I'm not picking on you Toyota guys, but this is a what to look for video more than it is anything, because I've seen a lot of different remedies, if you will, to try to correct the issue with the frames on these trucks. There's ways to do it right, guys, and contact someone who's using the right products for this. I'm going to show you why here in a second. Give you a quick walkthrough on some stuff that you need to look for when you're looking at these trucks and when you're looking to buy them. They're good trucks. They just have some quirks that you have to work through and you have to be knowledgeable about before you buy. Okay, these bolts here for your skid plate. This is your front skid plate. This is a four-wheel drive truck. Okay, these bolts right here is two of the four bolts that hold the skid plate onto your frame. If you see the bolts being rusted this heavily, there's a very good possibility that those bolts are going to be seized up into the frame and they're going to ring off. These right here I started to get off and show the customer he brought this in, and this one right here is completely seized. It's about ready to ring off. That actually sparked this another issue that I just found, sparked the interest, and I wanted to do this video to show you guys what to look for when you're looking at these and what to do and what not to do if you are an owner of these trucks. Okay, everything else on the truck actually looks to be in fair condition. Here, I'll turn my light on here so you guys can see. Everything else looks to be in fair condition, guys. As far as surface truss, I mean, this is pretty typical and standard. Even on the passenger side here, I mean, your lower control arm members, I mean, even your frame. You know, this is kind of normal rust for a truck of this age. Okay, where I'm getting to now is the reason why I really wanted to make this video for you guys to show you. I don't know who did this or why they thought they needed to do this, but let me explain something to everybody. Holes in the bottom of the frame, and the bottom now, are good. You have to be able to get the water to get out of the bottom of these frames. The front half of these frames are boxed. The back half of these frames are C-channels. Nothing wrong with a C-channel frame, guys. C-channel frames has been made since trucks were originally built. There's not a problem with it. It's just how Toyota has constructed these frames that can cause a problem. Okay, two, which I've touched on in other videos. You can go back and look at my Toyota truck videos and educate yourself on that. But here's what I want to show you on why I'm really making this video. This is the factory drain plug from Toyota. You can see that someone has put some sort of paraffin wax type material on and in this thing and completely plugged this drain plug. Completely plugged it. You can see the water coming out of here. This is how much water has already been draining and running out of this frame since I removed it. You can really see it here out of these two bolts. Okay, let me go to the other side here. I'm going to show you how this truck came in. Obviously, I've pulled the drain plug out, but you can see the droplet of water right here that's still trying to run out of this frame from when I loosened this. Okay, also, someone put two bolts in this thing on both sides to plug the holes. You don't want to plug the holes, guys. These holes are important, and water needs to be able to get out of the frame. Otherwise, you're just damming it up, and you're making the problem worse. Okay, second of all, the other thing, and this side here, if you guys want to see, I'm going to pop this the rest of the way out, and you can see exactly what this plug looks like. You can see on the floor here from all the paraffin wax that I've already blew off one half of the frame. Mind you, blew off. Okay, so here's the other plug, so you can see it was done exactly the same way. And you can see the moisture where it's been sitting on top of that plug. I'm trying to get this where you can see it, guys. So, again, you can see all the way up in that hole here how much garbage was crammed up in that hole before the plug was put back into it. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. We're trying to get the camera here to where it really shows it. Okay, that's not good, guys. That's not what you want on these trucks at all. Because like I said, you got to be able to get the water out of the inside of the frame and out between the layers of metal. All this does is dam it up, and it makes the problem worse. Okay, two. Okay, this right here is how this truck came in. This stuff looks like Elmer's glue, but it smells and has a consistency of candle wax. I'm not 100% sure what they've used, but again, this little section here, where it's layered up, you can see how the water is finally starting to flow since I blew that little corner out. This right here has had all this plugged up to where the water can't come out. This material here, I'm gonna rub my finger across it real quick, guys. Can you see that? All right, here we go. Watch this. That's all it is. It wasn't prepped. It wasn't put on there. Okay, now let me show you with a blowgun here real quick what the other side did. Same spot. This is how it came in. I'm going to hit it with a blowgun. Simple blowgun. Gone. That was not prepped. It was not done anything with. And besides, guys, you do not want to block this edge on the inside or outside. I know it doesn't make sense to some, but you don't want to do that because you're basically cupping, you're sealing up the area so the water holds there instead of being able to run out like it's supposed to. You do not want to do this. Get with a reputable undercoating company. It doesn't matter if you use us or another company. But high viscosity oil undercoatings, guys, is what really shines on this type of a frame because it flows down in between the layers of metal and it gives you the protection. It blocks out the water, the oxygen, and protects the metal. It soaks into the metal. That is why it is so important to use a high viscosity oil undercoatings on these frames. And don't do anything like this because this is just something, I don't know who did it. Remember, beside the fact, it is what it is. I mean, you touch this stuff and it just falls off. And it's blocking it up and it's damming. I mean, from Toyota, you've got this little hole right here. That's a drain hole. Okay, you've got one up on the frame here a little ways, so it's not the lowest point. This one here, it looks like there's drain holes, but they're not because that stiffener has them covered. This one here is the next hole for it to drain out of. The water will run out here before it gets to that point. Up in the front, the only other two places that the water can creep out of like it's supposed to is this seam here that I pointed out a minute ago. You can see how wet this is, guys, from when I just done a couple of things here with the blowgun. That's all the water coming out. But this little spot right here is the only spot besides right here that water can get out of this lower half of this box frame. So you need to know what and why, how the stuff's put together and how it works so that you can make an educated decision on how to protect these things. Because these frames are a common issue with the Toyota trucks. They have been since the 90s. You know, it doesn't seem that they've really fixed the problem. They just kind of kicked it down the road. The coatings are a little better that they're using now, but I mean, really, that's just stiffeners, rivets. They're still using rivets, which is fine. Rivets are strong. They've been using rivets on steel buildings since they started erecting buildings with steel. So there's nothing wrong with rivets. But guys, this right here is a major problem with the Toyota trucks and something you need to educate yourself on and how to protect your investment when you buy them. Trucks ain't getting no cheaper, and we want to make these things last as long as we can and get as much bang for our buck as we can. So I'd rather one wear out mechanically than rust out. So this right here is an educational and what to look for video for you guys so you can protect yourself and don't waste your money. So guys, if you have any questions or if you want to get yours protected if you got something like this, we can see if we can remove it and do what we can to get you protected. But if you want to get yours protected, call us and get it scheduled today and we'll get you taken care of. Got any questions? Let me know. Thanks, guys.